everybody, good morning. It's Jean here. I'm in my sewing room, and as you can see, I'm doing nothing. Actually, I have to go do laundry. I've just, as you know, a couple of days ago, I finished my Bargello quilt, and I'm thinking about my next project. I have quite a few things that I want to make, and I want to talk about actually. I guess the first and foremost thing right now is we talk about Jean's Block Party 2019. I am going to be doing a block of the week block party, the beginning of 2019 in January. And as I was saying all along, I'm going to be making a 2-color quilt. Now, this is what I'm going to be using. I have from, if you remember, from Missouri Star Quilt Company, I purchased a lot of red and white fabric. I bought 10-inch squares. I bought 2 10-inch squares that I'm going to be using because it's a lovely collection of both red on white and white on red 10-inch squares. I bought 2 layer cakes. Now I've changed it up a little bit, excuse me, because my last block party I was doing, I had advised you to do fat quarters, to buy fat quarters, which I also have. I have had a collection from, this is from Maywood Studios, fat quarters, red on white. Now these are more like cream and more maroon, but that's okay. Same thing, same look that I'm using. I have a ton of fabric, but as I was saying to you before, if you had been following along, I'm going to be doing, instead of 12-inch squares, I'm doing 9-inch squares. And hopefully, I don't know how to work out, I've not done this before, but hopefully I'll be able to explain, again, for beginners, beginner sampler quilt, 42 blocks, make it a little bit more interesting. I hope to be explaining 2 blocks in each week. I'll see how that goes, because that might be a bit much. Because I see people, I see quilting tutorials, and they do a block a month. I'm like, you only get 12 blocks at the end of a year? It's all cool, it's great. And they may be like very complicated blocks, which maybe makes a lot of sense to me. But I like to move things along. But you don't have to move things along. You can take like 10 years to do it. Whatever. Oh, here's some more red and white fabric that I got. So I have a ton of red and white fabric. Red's my favorite color, as you know. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you want to buy fat quarters, I would recommend you start collecting, or you've collected, for whatever color. You can make it whatever color. We started with 15 fat quarters last year for our 12-inch squares. I would say 20 fat quarters to make a fairly decent size quilt, to have a little bit of variety. That's all I'm saying. If you want to use yardage, by all means. If you want 2 colors, I'm using my 2 colors only because that's what I purchased. I'm using my 2 colors. I'm having a red and white quilt at the end of the day. I don't know if Jen is doing this because, as you know, we went to Missouri Star and she has a ton of projects. Which brings me to the next thing. I'm just trying to clear the decks on what I want to do sort of next. And the thing I do have to do next is, even though I don't love it, it's okay. I'm going to be quilting my Bargello, my prototype. If you remember, I made my first Bargello quilt. I'm going to be quilting that. I'm going to be using, this is all sort of like colored dotted fabric that I used. More of, as I was saying, more of a scrappy look. And I'm going to be backing it with a teal and teal green polka dot. Like it needs enough, like it needs more dots, right? But I saw that up on my shelf there. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to use that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start putting my thinking cap on for my block party. But then I thought, I want to do something, do I want to do something simple, or do I want to do something complicated, perhaps for myself? Not necessarily filming it, but maybe I will, but it wouldn't be a tutorial because it's complicated. What I'm talking about is I had bought this this pattern the Elephant Abstractions Quilt Pattern, a foundation paper piecing project by Violet Craft. Oh my word. It's hard. Now this is not for beginners. Obviously it's not. I don't think it's for me. I don't know. I've done foundation piecing before. And yeah. 54 by 60 quilt pattern. Supply list. Oh my word. Instructions assume a basic knowledge of foundation piecing. I'm very basic. Tutorials and additional information can be found on my website. It's cool. Okay, now before beginning this pattern, copy or trace the pattern templates at 100% to retain your original templates. What does that mean? No, I've done this before. And then a fabric selection. Well, this quilt is, if you go on Pinterest, oh yeah, if you go on Pinterest and look up elephant quilt, you'll see this quilt made a million times. This exact quilt, in different colorways. And I saw it, and I'm thinking, oh, I like that quilt. You obviously need a pattern. And so if you follow the pattern, your quilt's going to turn out exactly like a million other quilts. I'm thinking, do I want that? Yeah, I do. I really like this. I really like this quilt. But of course, I'm going to change it up a little bit. So that's a gray elephant. They have all different color elephants. And the way I did take this out of the envelope. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't know how did I take it out of the envelope? I thought I did. No, I think I looked at a tutorial. The yellow of this quilt pattern is paper pieced along with the gray elephant. Well, I'm thinking, I just want the elephant, because I don't want a paper piece. As I was watching a tutorial, I don't want a paper piece with the elephant and the background. I wanted to sort of applique. I just want to make the elephant. I just want to make the elephant and then sort of satin stitch it onto my background. So I think I'm going to figure out how to do that. But my elephant is what's my favorite color. So these are my fabrics that I've chosen. My elephant's going to be red and pink. I'm going to have a red and pink elephant. So as you can see on this pattern, there's a million different grays, and then they're his white tusks. So I'm doing a ton of reds and pinks. And then I'm going to do a little pop of the palest there's some like sort of like a pale grayish blue on this gray one. This is and then my creamy ivory tusks. I'm going to be doing it on my thought was I'm going to be doing this on like it's going to be sort of like sunset on the savannah. So I'm going to have this rust, or this look like this ombre. I don't know if I'm going to do it. This ombre, like, isn't that pretty? Like ombre sunrise, sunset on the savannah. I don't know. And then like do like a silhouette of elephants with the black. Do you know what I'm saying? Like silhouettes in the background. So we have the big elephant. So I think I'm going to try to embark on that. I don't know. Tell me if you want me to film that, because I think I might be all over the place and it will take me a while. This I'm not going to rush. Not that I rush anything. I do things quickly, but I don't want to rush that. I want to get that right. And it's not a beginner. It won't be maybe I can make a beginner paper piece tutorial, but it's not a beginner's craft. It's not a beginner's thing. You really need to know what you're doing. And I've done foundation piecing just a little bit before. So maybe we can fumble along together. That's another project. I got all these I have 1,000 projects in mind. I really do. I have very, very many. I have all my fabrics from Missouri Star Quilt Company sitting right there that I'm putting my thinking cap on. I'm going to be doing that. And then I had this brilliant idea. Well, I thought it was brilliant. I started collecting from all my friends. I do have friends. All their husband's old discarded neckties, right? All their ties, and all my boys. I got like 10 million ties here. And I wanted to make something with neckties. I've seen that. And you can't, when you make something with a necktie, it obviously is a necktie. It's, what is the most sort of common, cool, thing to do with a necktie on a quilt? You make a Dresden plate, right? the ends are already there. You just stick a hunk of, you just, you know, put a bunch of neckties together, and boom, you got a dress and plate. Now, I was looking online at, you know, preparing your ties, because a tie has silk lining. It has like an inner lining, an inner facing. It has sort of a stabilizer. You have to pick it all apart. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I just would sew them all together. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I got all these ties. But I was thinking, oh, prepare your ties. And I'm thinking, no, it's pretty. Especially if it's going to be a wall hanging. I'll make it a more substantial wall hanging. But that's another project that I have on the go. I have all these silly projects. And I really, like I said, I really want to do my Missouri Star Quilt Company fabric. But the one thing I did want to ask or say or whatever, tell you, is on this video, in the comments, what Jen and I were talking about is to have Jen here with me, a question and answer. Not a live stream. I'm not doing that. I don't know what that means. And somebody said, oh, you have to go live. I'm like, no. I'm half dead anyway. I'm tired. But like, if you have any questions about quilting, or about anything really, we'll put them, or Jen we'll put them in like to a hat or something, and pull it out, and I'll try to the best of my ability to answer. Now, and I was thinking, Jen will ask me the question, and I was thinking about it. I'm thinking, now I know you're going to think this is ridiculous, but that is ridiculous, Jean. I don't know a lot about quilting. How silly of me. I've made 1,000 quilts. I don't know, perhaps, like, if you've been watching me, how to do things precisely by the book, or what is expected of a quilter. Does that make sense? I think if you've been following me, you'll see that it makes sense. I know what I do, and perhaps it would be more of a question and answer. How would Jean do that? You know, not like by the book question or answer. Anyway, if you have any questions or about anything, about my family, about anything, we'll pick and choose. Whatever. We're going to be compiling a list. Jen's going to be here. We're going to do that little segment. It'll be fun. Taking a little bit of a break. I do have to go shopping, and I do have to do laundry today. So that's what I'm doing today. That's what I'm going to do. But my first thing is I'm going to be doing my quilt. I'm going to try to do my elephant. Tell me if you want to see that elephant. Like, it's really spectacular. I love the gray elephant. I don't love the yellow. Sorry, Violet. I don't love the yellow. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. So I bought it. And I have been collecting batiks. Look at that. I've been collecting batiks. But I'm going to make a red elephant. I thought that would be pretty and change it up. I think I'm going to do that. Now I'm committed. You guys are going to go like, oh, I love the elephant. Do the elephant. Show us how to foundation piece. And that's another thing. Like, I have to figure that out. That might take me a little while. Anyway, so that's it for today. Start collecting your things if you want to follow along on the my block party beginning in January. I'm just going to be doing a quick introduction. I'll have made the block like before. If you're just joining us now and you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and you'll see in my playlist. Oh, Elliot did that for me. I have playlists. I didn't know what that meant either. But that he put all these videos together that you can watch one after another. So my block party is there. To see exactly what we did, what we accomplished. It took about 6 months to make 20 blocks. This one we're making 42 blocks. Oh, that's 20. Oh, 42 blocks. Yes, six rows, 6 across, 7 down blocks. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I had figured out I need to do a couple a week. Yeah, a couple a week. But I'll see how that goes. you know, the first one might be like a 4-patch, but that's okay. That's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Very beginner quote. I just think the looking forward to it. I quite look forward to, like, sometimes, you know, like, I'm a little bit busy, but sometimes, like, on a Sunday, put it up and you guys can look forward to it. Anyway, that's that. Oh, we have to make our pin cushion. I'm looking at that. We bought a pin cushion 2 quilt shows ago. We have to get on board. But Jen is free motion quilting her flamingo. And I spoke to her last night. I saw her last night, and she's a beginner free motion quilter, and love you, Jen. Shout out to Jen. But she wasn't, it wasn't turning out all that well for some reason. So she wants to free motion quilt her cake quilt, which has to be done awesome. So I gave her a suggestion, a very easy free motion quilting, which are more like bubbles, which are more circles. So I have to talk to her today. Maybe she's doing that. But we're gonna be showing you her progress. Malia is coming to finish her Dresden plate, or to work on her Dresden plate, the Dresden plate saga. So I have lots going on here. But right now I'm not going to do it. I have to do some laundry. So anyway, thank you very much for following along. Wonderful comments about my Bargello quilt. That was so very kind of you. I got over myself. I say it in my comments. I try to answer each comment. Again, because I look at other people's, and with all due respect to other people ask questions in the comments and they never get an answer. And I'm thinking, well, that's not cool. Why did you do that? Like, why don't you answer them? I mean, they probably have a life. I have a life. Anyway, oh yes, I have a life. On Tuesday, I have to take Maxwell, our son, to St. Christopher's. He's having an MRI, and he's going to be sedated for that because they don't think he can handle the open MRI. So we'll see what's going on in this dear child's head. He battles epilepsy, and so we'll see what's going on. That's on Monday and Tuesday, but we have to be down at the hospital, which is an hour away, for a 7 o'clock in the morning appointment. So we have to leave here around 5 to register and everything. So that's coming up. I'm a little bit. It'll be cool. That's fine. I'm always an optimist. Everything's fine. Everything's smiling through the tears. But that's life, isn't it? Life is hard. But I'm making an elephant quilt. If you want me to make an elephant quilt. You want me to make an elephant quilt? Life is hard. Elephant quilts are hard. Anyway, I got a bunch of ties there. Anyway, I'm going to go do some laundry. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend. And I will see everybody back here with whatever I'm going to be doing. All right, folks. Thanks again. See you later. Bye.